What's up, beautiful people? If you just started watching like right now, then you're catching a replay. But either way, thank you for being here. Look, I got some things that I want to talk about. Number one, first, I just want to say, yo, God bless President Trump, man. Hopefully this peace deal for real holds. It's pretty dope to think that the Palestinians and the Israelis are going to be not at war no more. You know what I'm saying? Hostages released and all that good stuff. That's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And I can't believe there's not more people being happy about this. There's a lot of hate online, you know, from both sides towards the opposite side. It's pretty crazy. Either way, I think it's amazing. So let's just say, you know, congratulations to Israel and Gaza on that whole thing. Hopefully it lasts. That's what I'm praying for. Now, moving forward, a couple things. I'm gonna be all over the place today because I've gone through a lot. You know, I've gone through a lot of videos and then researching, and yeah, I have questions and I'm a bit irritated. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I'm a bit irritated. So I guess the best way to kick this thing off is number one, for all my Candace Owens fans. How you doing? How y'all doing, Candace Owens fans? I don't know if you watched her show today, but if you did, guess what she did? She actually told the truth. I think she did it on purpose. There was a little spin to it, but she told the truth. She said what we all been saying, what we already all knew, was that Charlie Kirk got hit from the front and his spine or skin stopped the bullet. Well, his spine, I guess, bones stopped the bullet and it got lodged underneath the skin. So that's true. That's all true, right? And we've been said this. But then she throws the monkey wrench in and she says, but it wasn't with a 30-06, which she can't say that. I mean, she can, but she can't say it factually, right? I'm just wondering how many people are going to, well, I already know because I was watching the show. I was live in the chat and I seen all of her, well, not all, let me not lie. A lot of her supporters who were cheering her on at first, once she said that, go watch the live chat. Once she said that, they turned on her. They started eating her alive and I felt bad. I felt bad because I'm like, yo, that's messed up. So because she's now speaking against your narrative, now she's all these bad things when you were just trusting her the whole time, though. You were just trusting everything that she said the entire time. But now you want to be mad because she agrees that, I guess because she got some inside tip, right? Said that he was shot from the front. She spinned it a little bit at the end when she said that it wasn't a 30-06. That's what she says. That's not an official report. That's just from a tip that she got from somebody on the inside, I guess. And yeah, she's got no proof. Exactly right. She's got zero proof. But she was right about the one part that everybody else knows already, that we've been saying, that we started calling her out on, because remember, she said that it wasn't a shot from the front. That is an impossible shot, she said. Don't forget that part, guys. I'm quoting her exact words. You want us to believe that Charlie Kirk got shot by some kid on the top of a roof with an impossible shot, was her words. And now she's coming out and saying, I've gotten confirmation from an inside source, very credible. I vetted. And it's true. Charlie Kirk was shot from the front. So we were right. We were right. And we were telling you that you was wrong. But now you're saying that we're right. But you got to throw that little spin on it and say, oh, it wasn't a 30-06 though. But you don't know. You don't know. Just like you didn't know that he wasn't shot from the back or from, you know, somewhere close up or however you tried to paint it. So getting that out of the way. What'd you say, D? You say, I listen to her and determine what sounds legitimate. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, it's crazy to me that her people was in the chat. I'm talking, they were talking about, oh, they got to her. Oh, they got to her. She's paid. Oh, they got to her. And they put a whole bunch of Israel flags in the chat. Oh, looks like they got to her too, just like they got to Nick Fuentes. It was all types of stuff being said in this chat. And I was just shocked. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. People were so embedded into believing the conspiracy and the hype around everything that they turning on their own person. Like that's the person that you follow. Well, that's crazy. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. So moving on from that, I just thought that was interesting and I wanted to bring it to you guys. I wonder how much else she's going to come back and have to admit, yeah, this is true, that we already know to be true, right? Well, we don't know. We're believing the things that we are believing to be true. I wonder how much more she's going to have to come back out and say, yeah, this is true, and I hope that does happen, not for no nefarious reasons, but just because, truth matters. God bless Candace Owens, praying for her. And to her followers that was talking crazy to in the chat, that's crazy because they were saying some really off the wall stuff, man. That's crazy. So yeah, moving forward, I found a video. Oh, shout out to Rose Huff. Rose Huff sent my baby girl a Halloween costume, or not a Halloween costume, a Halloween outfit. Rose, we got that today. I was like, where'd she get this outfit? My mom goes, oh, Rose sent it. Thank you, Rose. God bless you. I found this video on the internet, you guys. I found this video on the internet, and I had to do some chat GBTing and then look up some things to see if it was accurate. And I guess this is true. Well, not everything that she's about to say. I'm still uncertain about that, but I'm assuming what she's saying is right based off of what I've read so far. So let me go ahead and get that queued up real quick.
Did you know that in Israel, when you have a baby, you get a check, and then that baby gets a check every month until it's 18, put into the mother's bank account? It's our tax dollars.
That's wild, right? That's wild. First off, I just want to say, Israel, that's great. Like, that's amazing. I'm proud of that. I'm proud that they take care of their people like that. That when a woman has a baby, they give the family, the parents, money, a nice sum of money for that baby being born. And then that baby gets money every single year. From what I've read here, let me just read it so I don't misspeak, but then I'm gonna give my take on that because that's wild, right? Let me see right here. Okay. Let's pull this up. All right, so the monthly child allowance, Kitzvat Yaladim. All Israeli residents with children under 18 receive a monthly stipend per child. Regardless of income, employment status, or family size, this is a flat rate payment, not dependent on birth order since a 2003 reform, and applies universally with near 100% uptake. The Savings of Every Child program, known in Hebrew as however you pronounce that, is a mandatory long-term savings initiative introduced in Israel in 2017 by the National Insurance Institute, Bitak Leumi, whatever, how you say it. It automatically sets aside a portion of monthly child allowance to build a nest egg for each eligible child, helping families save for their future needs like education, housing, or starting a business. Below, I'll break down the key aspects based on the latest available details. Eligibility. The program applies to all children born on or after January 1st, 2008 who qualify for Israel's child allowance. This includes, then it just jumped over, public universities and colleges in Israel are partially funded by the government, which keep tuition fees lower for citizens. For the 2025-2026 academic year, undergraduate tuition at public universities typically ranges from $8,000 to $12,000 NIS per year, approximately $2,100 to $3,200 USD, depending on institution and program. Graduate programs, master's and PhD, can range from $12,000 to $20,000 NIS annually. That's $3,200 to $5,300 USD, with some professional degrees, e.g. medicine, law, costing more. Now, that's crazy to me. Crazy awesome, right? Like, that's amazing. That is freaking amazing. But it makes me have a question. How come our country does not have that in place for us? That's my question. If they can have that in Israel, which, I mean, and here's my argument. We give a lot of money to Israel. We give a lot of money to all types of nations all around the world. We got money to give around for them. How is it that we got homeless people, homeless vets, children that are hungry? We have people that just got it bad over here. How come we don't have something like that in place for our own citizens? Israel's doing it. That's crazy. That is crazy. And it really, it irritates me because we throw out so much money. You seen what happened when they did the whole Doge, looking into all where the money's going. How is it that we don't have something like that if we are the superpower, which we are the superpower in the world? Why don't we have that? Why don't we have that? How is it that we give all this money everywhere else, but we ain't got nothing secured for our people? An American. That makes me sick. It makes me disgusted. And again, see, when people read this post, if you go through the comments on it, people are all talking crap about Israel. I'm not angry at Israel for having that. I think that's amazing that they have that. I think that's fantastic. I think that we should have something like that. And then it led me into another video, right? This whole discussion led me into another video. And this one comes by way of my guy, man. I really enjoy his content. He's on the Candace side of the argument, but it doesn't matter. Like, to me, that he's on the other side. His name's Ian. I'm on Instagram. It's Winster. I think that's how you would say it. But this brother, I've always loved his content, right? And it doesn't bother me with, that he's on the other side of the argument when it comes to Candace Owens. He's a really good dude. And I really enjoy his content. No offense, my brother. Lately, the content has been like, oh, I want to say something, but I won't say something because that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? He's a great dude, and I support him, period. But he got an interesting video that made me scratch my head. So I wanted to bring that video to you guys, and you might know him. You should know him. If you don't, if you're not following him, he's on X and he's on Instagram. I follow him on both platforms. All right. So let me go ahead and get him up. This guy right here, very good dude. Very good dude. Whether you agree with him or don't, let me show you his page too, by the way. This is his page, Ian. It's iWinster. All right, on X. If you guys want to go and follow him, it's the same thing over on Instagram. Go and give him a follow. Even if you're not like a Candace Owens fan, he always be giving some really cool takes, and he's a conspiracy theorist, the kind of conspiracy theorist that I love. Like, I think that's why I started following him originally. He does patriotic and conspiracy stuff, and I like it. So yeah, let me pull this video up for you guys so you can hear what he's talking about.
Bet you didn't see this.
Initially, I resented the fact that there was no appreciation for nuance. Like, if you asked any questions about any decision of the Israeli government in any place regarding settlements, regarding Gaza, whatever, you were like, you had deviated from the script. And I just, in any policy area, I had resentment over that. And then I saw the way the AIPAC worked, and that was weird for like a country lawyer like me. I remember my first APAC reception, and like your fundraiser tells you you have to go, and your chief of staff tells you have to go, your committee chairman all tell you have to go, and you get there and you wear this name badge, and I remember there's a QR code on it. And what we were supposed to do was go talk to donors, and then if they liked you, they scanned your QR code to make a donation, like on the spot. And so this, can you just imagine how demoralizing that is to like be told that your job for the next several hours to go chat people up, hoping they would scan you like a can of tomato soup on the way out of the meeting. Wow, that is so freaking weird. And then, I was in Israel. I went multiple times, and I did not like the fact that I found someone in my room rooting around in my stuff that should not have been there at the King David Hotel when I came back to my room when no one was expecting me to be back in my room. And I just
presumably Israeli law enforcement.
I don't know who it was. I just thought, like, this is weird. All of these things combined are odd, and then the policy outgrowth seems to be an obsession about the Middle East that has not served my generation well.
So,
Okay, well, here's my issue with what Matt Gaetz just said, right? Let's pretend all that's true, right? Let's pretend everything that Matt Gaetz said is true. You never spoke up about that until now. You happily wore that little badge that made you feel weird and uncomfortable and demoralized and humiliated to go and let them scan it to support you, to give you money for whatever reason. Right? How come you didn't speak about this until now? That's my thing. Nothing against Matt Gaetz, but I just want to point that out. Why is it now you're okay to talk about all of this stuff? What's good, my guy? What's up, Sean? I see you. Why is it now that you're willing to say the things that you're saying? That's my thing. And that's a legit question. Why wait so long to now come out and talk about these things? About the guy you found digging around in your room when you went to Israel, when they didn't know that she was going to come back. Why is that? And I'm going to give my assumption, which I shouldn't, because you know what happens when you assume, but I'm going to assume. It's because it goes with the narrative. It's the hot thing right now to be talking about Israel. And again, I am no fan of Israel, just not a hater. I just like to look at things for what it is. And if you really had a problem with that, the way that you say that you did, that would have been the thing that you talked about when it happened. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep going.
Why do you always point to this country and this organization as far as like our Congress goes? And what about all the other ones that are paying our politicians? What about all the other foreign lobbies? Blah, blah, blah. How many of them are putting QR codes on our Congress people?
Well, my brother N, truth is we don't know. Maybe some of them ain't putting QR codes. Maybe they just hitting that account. Because we'll be hard pressed to believe that Israel was the only one with an AIPAC style approach to how they approach our people that sit in government. There's a lot, and we know that there's a lot. That's a fact. It's just right now it's only cool to talk about Israel and AIPAC, but there's a lot more. There's a lot more, and we know this. Anybody with bro, I know you know this. I know you know this. All you got to do is do some digging. But we are just pointing to the Israel thing right now. I'm saying point at all of them, because none of them, this is my opinion, right? No foreign entities should be able to pay or lobby or any of that with America's politicians, bro. That's where I stand. None of them. Why? Why would you want to? It's like, it's an incentive is how I look at it. They all have incentive. When they do that, there's an incentive to be more kind towards them with the laws that you allow to come out or things that you vote on that are in favor of these. I'm against it all the way together. Doesn't matter what country they are. They shouldn't be able to do that. That's just my opinion.
I'll wait. You can fight it all you want. You can try to Hasbara everybody to death, but you're wrong. Also, isn't it interesting that the guy that's talking about this...
That's not true. That part right there is not true, D. Not every other country is. Some are, and there's stipulations of what makes them have to. But I think, honestly, they shouldn't be registered. They shouldn't be able to donate. If you go, this is my take. If you go into public service, you should not be able to get no money from nobody. Period. Well, Cash, they got a campaign. They got to run the race. No, you go campaign amongst your people. We have social media. We got social media. There's no reason for these people to be giving any kind of money to anybody that's running it to be in politics or to be a judge or whatever it is. It shouldn't happen because now you're susceptible to corruption. You might vote in a way that will hurt the American people because you're obligated to these people that you got over here that then give you some money. That's just my opinion.
Was also the one that was supposed to be in the place of Pam Bondi. I wonder why it is that he wasn't confirmed. Well, for those of you that know, he was ousted right before he was supposed to be confirmed for alleged, sexual acts and all those different things that have happened to everybody else, like Julian Assange. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? But, in case you don't remember, here's a little refresher.
He said you would get booed off the stage. What's your response to him?
Well, he looks very unhinged. I mean, a lot of people have concerns about him. And I'm not sure if he was on something, but I do hope he gets the help that he needs. But more importantly, I hope the young women get the justice they deserve when it comes to him.
I mean, you're referring to the House Ethics Committee investigation that is ongoing.
See, I'm not even going to play the rest of that. And the reason why I'm not going to play the rest of that is because what they try to do to Matt Gaetz, which, by the way, I'm not a fan and I'm not against, right? Matt Gaetz is Matt Gaetz. I'll give a shout out to Matt Gaetz for supporting me as a J6er when I was in prison. So he ain't going to get no hate. And I'm not going to allow that to be when they talking about the whole case that they tried to pin on him, which was BS. It was BS. But what was the name of the dude that helped make all that stuff stop? The AIPAC guy. What was the AIPAC guy's name? Since we talking about AIPAC. I don't know. I forgot his name, but he was with AIPAC. But again, this kind of stuff shouldn't be happening, man. These people shouldn't be able to come. And by the way, if a foreign entity is given or somebody representing another nation is coming over here and giving money to America's politicians who already get a salary of what is it, $247,000 a year? I don't know. It's something like that. They already getting paid while they're in there, right? And then while they're running, before they even get in there, when they're in the running, they get all this money for a campaign. And then people get shocked when they get in and then they flip the script and don't do nothing that they promised. Nothing. But all the other world leaders seem to be very happy with them. Oh, we love so-and-so. Oh, we love so-and-so. And then they always happen to get up on the podium in front of a big crowd talking about this other nation, these other people, these other world leaders that are so good. So then we have the left and the right who are supposed to be worrying about the American people. And this is what my eyes are starting to see. You got the left and the right who's supposed to be worrying about the American people arguing about other countries. Not making arguments for the American people. They're making arguments for these other countries. Their people. The left, free Palestine. The right, free Israel or Israel forever. Is Israel on both sides? Makes you wonder, who's paying who? Who's paying who? Off of that subject, Antifa has now been declared a terrorist organization. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Now, I got some friends who say that they're Antifa. I would tell them to stop saying that, because that'll be like saying that you're Osama bin Laden now. So quit that and just change your life. Get away. Run. Run. Okay? Run as fast as you can away from that organization, because the hammer about to come down, and it's long overdue. Because I remember in 2020, the summer of love was blazing hot, pun intended, because they were setting everything on fire. Everything. Flipping cop cars, setting federal buildings on fire, taking people's lives, vandalizing property throughout the nation, taking over city blocks. That's done. Yeah, that ain't happening no more. And yeah, another shout out to our president for making that happen. Now, I would say there's a couple more places or people or groups that should also get that label. Who those people are, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide, But I think everybody knows who I'm talking about. The groups that go out and cause chaos. Some of them are gangs. Some of them are political groups. I would, let me just stop. Let me stop. Hopefully this is a thing that starts a trend of labeling people that cause destruction, violence, and take people's lives. I hope this is a trend that just anybody that's a part of a group like that, they got to go, especially the historic ones. They got to go. So that's a good thing. What else do we got on the agenda? Let me see. We got some more. So a couple things I seen. I said, I got to talk about this. We'll do that later. This was hilarious. This right here. Yeah, I wanted to talk about ICE. Which, by the way, ICE was in Hammond, Indiana today. Hammond, Indiana. I know a couple people that I hope got picked up in that, not because they're illegals, but because they're just jerk off people that legally aren't supposed to be here. They should probably be gone. So let's just wait and see what happens with that. But watch this clip.
How do you feel about the ICE raids?
The who?
ICE raids.
Like
immigration.
I feel good about them.
Yeah, you want them to crack down?
My man just dapped him up. He said, the who? Oh, yeah, I feel good about him. Try to dap him up, right? Keep watching.
More, yes.
You do?
Yes, been wanting it for years, all my life.
And what about them, like, roughing people up?
Nah, that shit crazy. Don't put your hands on nobody. That's crazy. Don't hurt nobody. Do it the legal way.
But that's what they're doing, though.
That shit ugly. Then no, I don't feel great about that.
Look at Don Lemon. Don Lemon, boy. You dudded out on this one, Don. I ain't gonna lie. You dudded out. You thought you had somebody, man. You went to the brother. You said, oh, he's definitely gonna be on my side. No, he ain't.
I mean, don't hurt nobody. At the same time, get him out of here. Get them all out of here. Please and thank you. Trump 4 more years for that.
My man said Trump 4 more years for that. Oh my goodness.
Did you
Just for that. Did
you vote for him?
No, hell no. I can't vote. I lost my voting rights when I was 22 years old. I apologize.
You went away?
Yeah, for assault and battery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you said 4 more.
That just made, you see, he had to bounce his knee. Y'all can't see it because I got the reaction thing right there. Don said you had to go away, and he bounced his knee. He said, oh, that just made it worse. I got a felon that can't even vote talking about Trump 4 more years, and yes, I love deportations. Don is freaking out inside of himself right now, y'all.
4 years for Trump.
Just because I want him to concentrate on nothing but immigration and getting him out of here.
Don can't understand what he is saying right now. You know why? Because Don don't live in the hood. Don don't live in a place where people were affected by all of these people being here, okay? Don can't comprehend it. When you got what money that was supposed to be for the people that live in these cities being allocated to these people that is not supposed to be in the country. Don can't fathom what he's hearing right now. His head's about to explode straight up.
for that.
You don't think they
Nothing
contribute
else.
to the economy at all?
Of course they do. Of course they have. At the same time, think about the people who wasn't able to contribute because the immigrants was there. You know what I'm saying? The people who live here, who was born here, was raised here, who has the same skill set that they have, but wasn't able to do their job because they were there illegally to do it. Now the people who's here legally, like me, I guess you, him, can't do that job because them people who are illegal are doing it, which is not cool for us.
But you know they're having trouble filling jobs. They can't.
See, Don say, you know, they're having trouble filling jobs. No, Don, let me explain this to you, Don. Let me explain this to you, brother, since you don't get it, okay? It's not that they having trouble filling the jobs. It's that they don't want to pay a fair wage. They are taking advantage of people who are not supposed to be here and paying them a wage that no American would be okay with. So when you say they can't fill the jobs, no, they can't fill the jobs where people ain't gonna take anything under the minimum wage. And guess who's taking underneath the minimum wage, Don? The illegals, which is wrong. It's wrong for the employer to do that to them people, take advantage of them in a time of need. And it's wrong for you to sit up here and try to make it like,
well, there's just no jobs there. They're having trouble filling the jobs.
that's a lie. That's a lie. They're having trouble paying the bill for the jobs that they want people to work that are American citizens. And that's the truth.
Find people to fill jobs.
Shit,
They're getting rid of so many people.
Okay, what kind of jobs are they,
All over in the service industry and farming.
because it's like everybody got to reset. They're going to reset themselves. That's all they got to do, reset themselves.
The farmers are complaining about it, that they want Trump to ease up a little bit because they thought they were just going to do the violent people. They need undocumented immigrants in order to get food to your table.
You hear how racist that just sounded, y'all? Or was that just me? That sounded racist. The farmers need their slaves. Shout out to the farmers. I love the farmers, right? Y'all are important. I appreciate y'all. But if you're somebody that needs undocumented people to run your business, shame on you. Shame on you. There's American people that will work. I got a ton of homeless people out here in my city that would, I guarantee you, take a job picking some vegetables. I guarantee it. Straight up. Only thing is you got to pay them fair wage. That's it. That's all.
It's not true, bro. It's not true.
No, that is true.
That's not true, bro. That's not
You don't want to get facts.
There ain't no American born and raised here that won't do the job. That they crazy as hell. I know lots of them in my projects. Trust and believe me.
Facts.
So why aren't they doing it then?
Because they don't have the opportunity because it's not there. They ain't going down there just
No,
get
there are
rejected.
people who can't keep their restaurants open because they're getting rid of their undocumented workers. And
That is so racist. That is so racist. No, there's restaurants that can't keep their restaurants open because they're getting rid of all their Mexicans. Bro, that's racist. Don, that's racist, bro. So what, you can't be a busboy unless you're an undocumented immigrant? That's what you saying? I think that's BS. It used to be busboys was kids that was, in high school, on summer break. Now you got all these old illegals doing, come on, man, cut it out.
they're trying to get workers here that are American born, and they're not taking the jobs. They don't want those jobs.
Oh, they don't want them jobs. Okay, I don't know nothing about that, man. All I know is that I'll get a job. I'll take a job. I'll do like 15, like the Jamaicans. I have 15 different jobs. I'll do one of theirs.
And that's it right there. That is it right there. See, Don's not used to dialogue the way that he's been doing it out there in the streets like this, talking with people that's really out there, really been through something. He's not used to that. And you could tell it shows, but it's my prayer that it'll change him up a bit and really, fix his view, you know what I'm saying, of how he sees things. Because the conversation that he just had with that brother, my brother said, look, hey man, I'll take all of them. I'll take all them jobs. I know a couple brothers in the projects who take them jobs. I'll take them all. I'll be like the Jamaicans. I'll work 18 jobs. There's people that want to work. People that want to work. I guarantee you, them jobs open up. You're going to have a lot of felons that have trouble getting work. That'll go up there and be like, yo, I'll take it. I'll take it. And that's another, that would be great, to be honest with you. That'd be great. You know, because when we was in prison, we was working for 23 cents and that was being paid a lot. 23 cents an hour. That's how much I made. 23 cents an hour working at Unicor on a computer, running numbers. That's what I did. Logging numbers into the computer. 23 cents an hour. Come on. Don't tell me ain't no brothers willing to work. I ain't trying to hear it, Don. What else we got, guys? This is fun. This is fun. You're definitely right. That is exactly what that is, Sacred Terra. Let's see. Is that all we got? I think that's all I got. Let me see. It might be something going on. I was waiting to see if my man Nathan Milk Bar was going to share anything going on with the Candace show, because he puts them together so masterfully, you know? And I don't, oh, yep, he did. Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, let's hear this. Let's hear what Candace got to say, y'all. I ain't seen this. I ended her show, so I didn't see this part.
Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize, by the way.
Yeah. I think Trump should get a Nobel Peace Prize. My man done got how many nations to go to peace? More than any other president in history at this point, I believe, at one time, one term. Come on.
For the planned ethnic cleansing so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a beach town. So let me say this.
Wow.
This is our never again. Okay. This is a Holocaust.
Wow. Wait a minute. Did y'all hear what she just said? That's crazy, Candace. That is crazy that you would say that. For real? That's how you feel?
Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
We will never forget this. You need to tell your children what happened in Gaza. You need to tell them exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society, because they are.
Wow. That's how you feel. So in the future, when Gaza rebuilds and creates a beautiful society, right? Even more beautiful than it was, right? And they rebuild from the ashes, everything, you're telling your followers that if somebody says, hey, I'm about to go and take a vacation at Gaza Beach, to think that they are the absolute worst vermin. What's going on, sis? What's really going on with you? That's insane. That's insane.
They are. Their children will be cursed, okay?
Bro, you calling curses? That's literally, I don't care if you're Catholic or not. That's in the same Bible, bro. You just literally called a legit curse. Like, what is wrong with you, sis? What is wrong with you? That's a for real question. What is wrong with you?
You go and you play in the sand where you know that your forefathers planned to mass murder children, you will be cursed. Every person who steps foot on that, every family that is set to inherit what they did, they will be cursed. Your children's children will be cursed.
Wow. Wow. Candace, you do realize that you've openly talked about going to Germany. Do I need to show the hypocrisy in your thinking on this one? That's insane. That's sad that you would even say that and wish that on anybody. That is sad, because there's no way that because you went to Germany that I feel that your children should be cursed. God bless your children, Candace. What's wrong with you, sister? You live in America. You know how much native blood, how much black people blood, how much abolitionist white people blood was shed on American soil? Are you cursed because you live in America? Because you go and enjoy the beach? I just was in North Carolina on the Outer Banks. Are my babies cursed because we went to the beach in North Carolina? That is crazy. That is crazy that you just said that. That is wild, bro. Y'all heard the same thing I heard, right? I'm not tripping. She really just said that. Hold on. I got to hear that again. That's wow. I want to hear that again.
And Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize, by the way, for the planned ethnic cleansing so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a beach town. So let me say this.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You act like Trump was in office when everything went down. That's sick. That is sick. Trump wasn't even in office when the war started. That's sick. For real.
This is our never again, okay? This is a Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened. And we will never forget this. You need to tell your children what happened in Gaza. You need to tell them exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society, because they are. They are.
You literally deny the Holocaust, bro. Now, I got questions about the Holocaust, but I'm not a Holocaust denier. You literally deny the Holocaust, but you will call this what happened, which it is tragic. Let me say that. What happened between Israel and Gaza is tragic for everybody involved, anybody that lost their lives. It is tragic. It is. But you deny the Holocaust that happened to the Jews, but call what happened to the Palestinians a Holocaust?
Their children will be cursed, okay? If you go and you play in the sand where you know that your forefathers planned to mass murder children, you will be cursed. Every person who steps foot on that, every family that is set to inherit what they did, they will be cursed.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
Your children's children will be cursed. Gaza belongs to nobody but the Palestinians. So when you begin to move the Israelis in there, and when the Trump Hotel gets built on there, I caution the rest of the world to stay far away from that cursed land, because something is coming. You can't commit that much evil in broad daylight and not think it's going to come back to haunt you.
Yo, I don't care if you're a Candace Owens fan or not, bro. That was wicked. That was wicked. What she just said right there is literally anti-Christ. Straight up. Straight up. You can't argue that, y'all. What she just said right now is anti-Christ. That's wicked, bro. That's what wickedness sounds like. That's what evil sounds like. That there's no God in that at all. There's a God, not the God. That was Satan all up in that message. Satan all up in that message, man. That's crazy. Did y'all just hear what I just heard right now? I'm not tripping, right? Candace fans, people that believe, that Candace is right about stuff. Am I tripping right now, or was that wicked, bro? That was wicked, for real. Come on, man. That's sad. I don't know what's wrong with her. Honest to God, I don't know what's wrong with her. But that was sad, bro. No, we not on Candace, bro. We just played a clip that she just had from today's show. But we wasn't on that. We got on that because it's just popped up, and that's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. But I do want to play this little clip from her, from Candace, y'all. of her confirming what we already been saying. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I can tell you the part that he is telling the truth about is that Charlie's neck indeed did stop the bullet.
I watched this part. I was still watching when she said this. And once she said it, let her say it again. For everybody in the back, listen.
Now, I can tell you the part that he is telling the truth about is that Charlie's neck indeed did stop the bullet without question. Okay. And this is going to dispel a lot of theories that are out there. And I'm telling you this 100%. Charlie Kirk was shot from the front.
Y'all got mad at me. My Candace Owens fans, y'all got mad at me when I said she's lying, she's tripping. Charlie was shot from the front. Remember, she called it an impossible shot. Remember? She said there's no way that he got shot from the front. An impossible shot from a 22-year-old on the roof. An impossible shot, she said. And I said, no, it's possible. And then I pulled up Matt Kester's videos and we talked about it. And then some people in the chat were mad at me. Well, Candace agrees with me now. But there's a spin. There's a spin.
And the bullet did not exit. And
what? The bullet didn't exit? Kind of like they said it didn't exit? From the very beginning? No way. No way.
At least a fragment of the bullet was recovered.
They got the bullet fragment that they said that they got from the beginning? Get out of here. Nah, bro, you lying right now. For real? Oh, man, I believed Candace. I believed Candace. I thought that it didn't. I thought that it didn't. I feel like I heard this somewhere before, right? Right?
From his neck. And I'm going to tell you exactly where it was recovered from. I have fact-checked this information from multiple sources now. I've actually been sitting on this for a little bit over a week.
Oh, no.
Right around here.
Really? Really? No way. Candace, you're lying right now, right? There's no way. No way. Oh my goodness, you guys.
So think about almost in line with your shoulder blade right in the center.
So that would explain why, remember when you were talking about how when he got shot and then he went back like that and the shirt was like, it came out and then people was like, yo, there's no way, that had to be like the microphone did the little thing and was like, poof, and that was actually an exit wound. And you remember that? You remember that? You remember that. But now.
Now, why is that helpful? Because it gives us a bullet trajectory, okay?
Does it? I wonder, is the bullet trajectory going to be going downward from, say, I don't know, 200 yards? Maybe.
Went in here where you saw that, and it was stopped, and a fragment was pulled from, think right, if you're just touching your spine in line with your shoulder blade. That leads us obviously to the part that he's maybe not being forthcoming about.
So here's the twist. But there's a part that they're not being forthcoming about. I wonder if you're going to have to come back after your vacation and talk about everything that you say that they're not going to be forthcoming about, which they have been forthcoming about, and then admit that you were wrong. I'm wondering.
They did not recover a bullet from a 30-06. They didn't.
You don't know that. See? And this is, again, she gave the truth, but she can't accept it. So now she's got to, because she knows everything that she's done said. She knows everything that she's done told you. So now she's got to save it. It didn't come from a 30-06. You don't know that. You don't know that. Just like you didn't know none of the crap that you said before you had to tell the truth right now. But we'll go.
Recover a bullet from a 30-06. Just didn't happen, okay? If they had found a 30-06 bullet, Charlie's death certificate certainly would have reflected that. In suicide situations, as just one example, medical examiners feel free to chime in. I've spoken to quite a few, but when the gun and
I don't trust nobody that you're talking to at this point, Candace, because they gave you all kinds of other stuff that you said prior to what you're saying today. That was wrong. Flat out wrong. He was shot from the front. You're claiming that it wasn't a 30-06, but again, with no proof. It's just a claim. And I'll bet you any money that them ballistics come back and say that it was a 30-06. And so you said it would have been on the report, the death certificate or whatever. No, they got to do ballistics. That takes a minute. They got the gun. They got to piece that back together because it's a fragment. It's just not overnight. Okay? There's testing and all that. They got to be accurate.
the bullet are known, they are reflected onto the death certificate. Okay? There is not one reflected onto Charlie Kirk's death certificate.
I know.
Because they did not recover a bullet from a 30-06.
First, they didn't recover a bullet. Remember? Do I need to go and pull the clip up, Candace, where you said they did not recover a bullet? And now you're saying that they did recover a bullet. It's just not from a 30-06. But you don't know because they ain't said. Right? Because if they had said, you'd say it. They ain't said.
Hunters and military men rejoice. It turns out that common sense still rules the roost, okay? You guys were right. You were absolutely right. And this is why I hate politics, because it requires us to submit to the idea that we were all somehow born yesterday. That it really can just, life really can just be a Marvel comic with people that are, I guess, a DC comic where there are men of steel that are able, because they're young, to stop 3,000 pounds of energy that is coming at them. That didn't happen.
You see what I'm saying, y'all? This is my problem. She does not know that. You don't know that. You do not know that. It is very possible, as it's been shown by people who claim that they're experts, people that are investigating on their own. Shout out my man, Matt Kester. It is very possible. It's very possible that it did. You're just saying that it didn't because now it's not serving your narrative, because you had to come and tell the truth, because this is all probably going to come out as 100%, right? Everybody was just speculating on it before, but it's all going to come out, I'm sure, because they told us already from the beginning that they found a bullet fragment. That was already said. They said that he was shot from the front. You didn't believe it. You didn't believe it. You told everybody something different. And now you're spinning it.
So where does that leave us, guys? Well, the part that is now extraordinarily suspicious is that Andrew is claiming that he had a conversation with the surgeon who offered up the idea that it really was just your modern Christian miracle.
It could have been a miracle. You don't know. And Matt Guyver says, we know it's not a 30-06. It could be a 30-06 with a low charge, just saying. But still 30-06 then, right? We don't know. You're right. We don't know. But she don't know. Is my point. She don't know. And she didn't know any of the other things that she was saying before. When she had people coming at her or coming at each other all crazy. When they called her out on some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It is. You say, Cash, you really think they'd allow a report to go against their narrative? I don't know. Projectile itself would not be conclusive whether it was 30-06 or not. It would be a 30 caliber projectile. Could have been loaded in a 308, 7.62 NATO, 7.62 by 39, etc. I don't know nothing about none of those. You know, I was just a lowly gangbanger. We all don't know. That's exactly right. Yeah, experts. Yeah, you're right. They do get paid by the people to do the job. The charging documents will probably call a statement say 30-06. Probably. Yeah. Well,
Charlie was just young and his bones had a lot of density, which made him stronger somehow than a Cape buffalo. enough push-ups and asparagus, and you too can stop 3,000 pounds of energy coming at you. What are we to make of that? What are we to make of the fact?
What are we to make of the fact that you lied? And you're doing it right now. You're doing the word salad thing to throw people off the fact that you just had to tell the truth. You're throwing people off the fact that you just had to sit up here and tell the truth, which went against the things that you said. And you're doing the word salad. That's what's happening.
That Charlie did not do that, actually. It means that he was shot with a completely different kind of gun, obviously, okay? The kind where this would make sense, that it didn't cut through him. The kind where it would make sense that outside of an artery effectively exploding from the front, there was, his neck didn't explode, which that particular weapon that they were trying to tell us Charlie was killed with would have gone through about 7 necks, okay? Now,
Candace, sis, yo, I'm praying for you, bro. I am. I'm praying for you because this was hard. This was hard. Yeah. What's this one? Oh, man. Does it get deeper? I should have stayed and finished the show.
did hear a very recognizable sound of a rifle shot, but I'm telling you that Charlie wasn't hit with that rifle. And there is not a medical examiner's report or a death certificate which will stipulate otherwise. It doesn't exist. So what exactly are the feds building their case on? Vibes or sheer corruption?
You can't never in your life, full screen, Candace, listen to me. You can't never in your life talk about anybody going off of feelings or vibes ever, because that's all you've done. Minus the text that you put out, but still skewed the context. All feelings and vibes. Right now, what you were just talking about in the last clip was feelings and vibes. You can't never, I bet not ever, hear you say nothing about that.
Because I'm thinking it might be the latter. And who would be the person that can make that fit? Look, I did receive a tip, and guess what? There was another person in this never-ending, brand new cast of characters that was also involved in this story, and this person in an email insisted to me that this is somebody that we should look further into. That's the medical examiner. It is a woman named Dr. Deidre Weiss Amaro. Deidre Weiss Amaro is her name, and she blew in from California. She was announced as the new state medical examiner in May of 2024. From Missouri. I think she also worked at some point in California, and she was announced as the new Utah medical examiner, state Utah medical examiner in May of 2024. So I'm interested in learning as much as I can about this medical examiner. I'd like to know more about this medical examiner. And
you're only saying that because you know what she's going to come out with is going to literally undo all the things that you're saying. That's just a known tactic, right? Trying to go ahead and challenge credibility, put the questions in people's mind. Can we trust this person? Because the facts are going to come out and they're going to be against you. And everything that you said. That's what I believe is going to happen. And you give me good reason to do that, to believe that way, because of the way that you've been acting, especially after today. That's when, hey, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even make it through a whole bunch of the show. Once I heard her say that we was right, and that I was like, oh, that's all I need to hear. Because that just disproved a lot of what you said. And I don't know how many of your people that follow you are gonna go back and be like, yeah, we gotta start maybe questioning Candace's narrative a little bit, because she's been caught up in a couple lies now. You know what I'm saying? Pushing me to believe this certain type of way. And now she's backtracked and said that, You know, that's not what happened. So yeah, I wonder. Building their case, yeah. What was talking about what they building their case on, hopes and dreams or feelings, to say building their case on the fact that they have photo evidence or photo, video, phone metadata, gas receipts, etc. That place a certain person at certain places and times respective to the crime with a gun with DNA on it. Exactly. 100. You hit that on the head, bro. You hit that on the head. Angela says first she was a leftist, then she became a Trump supporter. Now she's a she is a conspiracy theorist with no evidence. She's a grifter, a greedy grifter. Now, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that she's grifting. I'll let you guys decide, you know. Yeah. You say she's seriously doxing the extra F man. Yeah. Sorry for your loss. You say my brother was murdered and his death certificate say gunshot, nothing more. They recovered the bullet. Yeah, that part right there. I didn't want to say it. I'll let you say it. You guys can read it. You know, I say question everything, including Candace, but a lot of what she said makes sense. It made sense until the facts started to come out. Now it's not making any more. It never made sense to me, right? Now the facts are coming out and she's having to backtrack. So, and again, if she's right, I'll apologize. But she's not right. She's just not right. And then you got all these people, right? You got all these people that follow my page and they come into the comment section. And they're not here right now, but they'll watch the show after and then try to make little comments that I ignore or tag me and stuff that I won't go look at. And they go in there and they try to say, you know, all this stuff. Oh, what do you guys got to say now? Candace showed a receipt. And it's like, you know, it's sad. You know, it's sad when she posts one thing that they believe to be a receipt out of all the claims that she made. She posts one thing, which I'll give her that. I'll give her that she posted something that points more to her credibility, right? Them texts. But it didn't match up with what she said. But they can't see that. They just see it as it's a receipt. No, it wasn't a receipt. It was a piece of paper, but not necessarily a receipt. It was like, you know, it wasn't that. That's my take. And maybe I'm just, my brain works too logically, or I don't have enough hatred towards the Jews, I guess. I don't know. I think that's what it is. I think it's because I don't hate the Jews that I can't see what they see. You know what I'm saying? It's like anything is good enough. Anything is good enough for the people that just are fanatics. Anything is good enough. She puts anything out that might look like it could be an actual thing, and it's good enough. And we're all the bad people. We're all the bad people that question because we have a rational, sane brain that says, no, this isn't okay. You know, and it's not like we're out here being cheerleaders for Israel, because we're not. I'm not going to say we're. I'm going to talk about Cash. I'm not a cheerleader for Israel. And I'm not a hater of Palestine. And because I'm in the middle. Oh, man. Oh, look, where's these people at? Oh, Cash, look at this. No, you look at it. I had enough looking at it. I look at other things. You know what I'm saying? I'll go watch her show for myself and see. That's what I've been doing, like they told me to. Remember, these are the same people that told me, Cash, just go watch her show. You got to give her a chance. Because remember when I said, I ain't never really been a Candace fan at all. Ever. I've always been critical because of the way that she used to talk about black folks. You know what I'm saying? But I decided I'm going to go ahead and do it. Start watching. And yeah, ain't nothing changed, except now I know a lot more about Candace's conspiracy theories that I disagree with and can talk about. That's all. I'm able to see through the BS, you know? And you say most of those idiots are being Israel cheerleaders for some reason. Yeah, you're right. And that's another thing that is sickening. Just the way it is sickening for me to see people be cheerleaders of Hamas or cheerleaders of any kind of terrorism, right? It's the same thing for me with the people that are just super pro-Israel and they can't do nothing wrong. That's BS because they have done a lot of things wrong. And I think that it's BS that they have their hand in politics the way that they do in America. Flat BS. I think it's horrible. It shouldn't be. But you can't be middle of the ground. You can't be. You just can't be, you know? It doesn't work right because most people on the internet with an opinion are one extreme or the other. So middle of the ground makes it feel like you're not choosing a side, which I'm okay with. Like, I'm cool with it. I'm still going to keep doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? BM is Bridget is a woman. CO is going to lose. I don't know. And that's another thing. That's not like that's not weird to nobody. Like, where did that beef even start over? Why you going, I don't care what that person is. I don't know that person. Ain't got nothing to do with me. That person's all the way in France. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with me. And Candace, it ain't got nothing to do with her. I don't get it. I don't get it. What's the obsession with the whole, somebody inform me about that. What is the obsession with the whole Bridget Macron thing? Why is that a thing? Why is that? Why are people arguing about the alleged penis of Bridget Macron? I don't understand that. I don't get it. Love you too, man. Straight up. You say, oh no, I agree with that as well. That's why I always make it clear. I'm not just America first, but I'm America only. I heard that, bro. I would love to help the rest of the world. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against our government helping the world. I'm not against it at all. I'm for that. I want that. I want to see America be not just the superpower in the world as far as military. We should be the biggest givers. We should be the one to help out the world as much as we possibly could, but not before we help out our own people. You know what I'm saying? If Israel's got a whole fund to where if you go have a baby over there, you get money for your family, and the kid gets money all the way until they're 18 and help them be able to start a business when they get older, then why are we giving what are we doing? If they got it like that, then what are we doing? That don't make sense. So, that's where I stand with it. That's where I stand with it. Yeah. You said I don't get it either. I love all of y'all back, man. Straight up. Okay, D's going for me. 2 French authors wrote a book about her being a man, and the Macron sued and lost. The authors won. I guess it's big talk in France. But what's that got to do with us? What's that got to do with us? What's that got to do with Candace Owens? She just was looking for something, huh? She's just like, let's talk about this person. Did they lose because it's freedom of speech and you can't sue somebody for that? Like, I can make a book right now and say whatever I want to say in the book, as long as I put like fiction on it or entertainment. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Russian KD had a great video breaking down Candace inconsistencies on Bridget Macron. Hey, send that to me, bro. I would love to see that. On my own time, my own little, free time. We have to take care of the U.S. first. Yes, 100%. This is political money laundering. That's how Congress and Senate gets rich on our taxes. I totally agree. 100%. I'm not. Susan, this is a great comment. Man, this is a great comment. Man, I'm gonna put it up. Whatever. Say we got Big Mike. They got Big Bo. So what? Yo, that's funny. I don't know why she decided to choose the Macrons. I mean, yeah, that's pretty odd. That is. It's pretty odd. I'm an older dog. I'm waiting for justice for my J6 family. Sorry, I went that way. Nah, you good. You good. You OG. Love you. Well, really, that's all I got, y'all. I think my overall theming message, if I can leave you guys with anything, right, it'd be, look, it's a lot going on in our world. A lot going on all around our world, man. Not just here in America, around the world. Okay. We are divided right now. And it's from birth. You're taught to be divided, right? You're taught that. Skin color. And then goes into your religion. When you go to school, it's your sports team. You know what I'm saying? Your high school. If you come from the hood, it's your gang. And when you get into college, it's your sorority. Within the school, you got the sororities that beef. And then you got, on a bigger level, you got states or whatever city you're from. Then you got the state. And then you got hemisphere, like southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere. And then right here in the United States, the South or the North, And then it just keeps on going from nation. Oh, I'm an American. Well, I'm an American too. No, but you're Canadian, Oh, you're South American. And it just keeps going. They find a way, politics, ideas, just all these things to keep people divided. Keep people divided. You can't even disagree without people coming for you. Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate that. You say, JR said, been following you since Q days. Keep it going. God bless. Man, that was the good old days right there, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat. But nowadays, y'all, we can't even disagree with each other. We can't even disagree with each other and still treat each other and see each other as humans, as brothers and sisters. You know why it's easy for me to say, God bless Israel. God bless Gaza. God bless Mexico. God bless the illegals that are being deported by ICE. God bless the president. God bless the church. God bless the Muslims. May they come to know Christ. Do you know why I'm able to say all of that? Because I've undivided my mind. I've undivided my mind. And there's just what's right and what's wrong. There's truth and then there's falsehood. And the only truth is in Christ, as far as I'm concerned. So being in Christ, it allows me to be able to navigate, I guess, just a little bit better the way that I view things and the way that I speak to things. I had a conversation with a brother, one of my neighbors, and he was talking to me saying that he's been watching my show because I've been streaming on Rumble as well. I'm streaming on Rumble right now. And he says that he wanted to talk to me about religion and my thoughts about things. And he's under the assumption, in his mind, he says that he believes that everything that they spoke about in Revelation has already happened. That was what he said. We're both believers. We're both Trump supporters. We both live in the same city on the same street. Love him. I love this guy. He's dope, literally. And we started having a discussion and I disagreed. And then he disagreed with what I said. And we just kept having a disagreement. But at the end of the day, we both understand this. We're both believers. We're both believers. Whether we disagree on time period or time frame, doesn't matter. You're my brother. If you need me, I'm here. And I can't wait to talk to you more. Same thing. Can't wait to talk to you more, Cash. It's always good to watch your show, man. Appreciate you, bro. Just good conversation. My other neighbors, liberal, lesbians. I love them to death. I'd do anything for them. We have our disagreements about things in life, right? They know where I stand on issues. I know where they stand on issues, but I don't ever let that allow me to not show them the love of Christ. Now, I don't condone anybody, and it doesn't matter if it's that or if it's somebody that's a liar or somebody that's a thief or somebody that's a adulterer. I don't condone a lifestyle, but I don't condemn. I'm always coming with love. And if the conversation ever goes into a place where you want to hear my opinion about things that you feel that you're doing in your life that I might disagree with, and you want my viewpoint on why, well, then that just gives me the opportunity to share the gospel. But I do that in love, and I don't force it. I don't force it on nobody. I just live it, which is why I live in peace with all my neighbors. The liberals of my city, I never have a problem with them. And I live in a very liberal city. They hate Trump supporters. They love me. They love me. I love them. Put your faith at the top. Put your faith at the top. That's the most important thing that we could do. What Candace said in that calling curses, look, that's demonic, man. That's wicked. That was sinful. But guess what, Candace? I love you, sis. I love you. I hate what I hear from your mouth sometimes, but I love you. Don't even know you. Just watch you on the tube. God bless you, though, and God bless your husband, and God bless your children. And I pray that you have a deeper encounter with Christ to help correct the things that may be wrong in your life, to help quiet your mind so that you don't think things that maybe are too far out there. The way that I used to. I'm not better than you. I'm not above you. I'm the same as you. I got my own battles and my own struggles, and I had my own pit that I had to climb out of, my own way of thinking that was wrong that I had to correct, and I wasn't able to correct it. I was not able to correct it, and you're not going to be able to correct it unless you allow Christ, allow the Holy Spirit to work through you. Any good that you might see me do, it's not me. It's not me. It's literally me trying to live in Christ, man. Me talking the way that I'm talking right now is not me. It's me. I prayed before I got on this live. I prayed and I say, God, give me the right words to say whatever it is that I'm going to say. Let it be not, don't let it tarnish your name. Don't let me be a poor representation. That's my prayer. That's my prayer before I do my lives. And sis, I would say for you to do that. Pray. Straight up. Pray before you go live. That's it. That's all I got. I love you guys, man. I really do, and I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for everybody got a subscription or whatever it is that you do to help my channels grow, man. I really appreciate you. The people that did the super chat, thank you. I really appreciate all the support from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. I know I'm not the way I used to be, but I like the way that I am. I like the way that I'm going. I like where God's pushing me. You know what I'm saying? So if you enjoy this kind of content and you're new, yo, hit that subscribe button. All right? This is the way we walking. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.